Hey guys, Big Red 310's back again with some Chikara reviews. Again, thank you for all the feedback on the 1,000 sub video. Very much appreciated. I'm not going to upload this video immediately because I want people to still see the 1,000 sub video and see my thank you. But I'll upload this tonight, maybe tomorrow morning. I don't know. But yeah, let's get to the reviews. Okay, a mint condition. This was a pretty good show for the most part. I mean, storyline-wise, none of these shows I would say are skippable shows. I've heard people use that term before, but I just can't say that about this show particularly. There's some great storyline development. Obviously, the BDK angle is just amazing. I'm calling it best angle in professional wrestling as of right now. And really, I doubt any angle will beat it, because I'm so invested in these shows. Even if I know the show won't be like an 8 out of 10, it'll probably just be like a 7 out of 10. I will say this right now, I will pay $20 for a show like this than for a show like SoCal Showdown, 8th anniversary show. As the worm turns, I love great storyline development. That gets me hooked. I can see great matches anytime I want. But when a show has me hooked to their promotion, where I continually want to follow their promotion and see how storylines grow and characters, I'm personally invested in these characters in this promotion. I can't really say that about any of the other characters. I mean, I like how they wrestle, but like, I'm invested in the actual characters. I'll give you a good example in a second. Let's start with the main condition though. The Colony versus the BDK. I'll agree with those. This is the match of both of the weekend, in my opinion. This was a great opener of the year so far. Well, actually, no, the ladder match would be the opener of the year, but this was still a really, really, really fun match. A lot of great action, a lot of great storytelling with them beating up on Green Ant. And, you know, the women provide a story in and of themselves. I mean, you don't even have to create a story. It's already there whenever the women of the BDK are in a match, and Daizee Haze was just great here. Lince Dorado is really underrated, and Piggy Sanchez is criminally underrated. This was a very good match. 3 3/4 stars, had a lot of fun. Next we see Delirious versus Parajes. This was pretty fun little match here. I gave it 3 stars. You know, it wasn't too long, which I liked. They developed their story nicely. They got to the good stuff quickly, and it all turned out into a pretty enjoyable match. 3 stars. Next, you get F.I.S.T and the Bad Boys versus Incoherence and the Osirian Portal. Now, some have said this match is too long. I disagree. I thought the match was paced very well, and I'll tell you why. Because midway through the match, we had a dance competition with Omasis and Gran Akuma. I'm not going to say what they said, what they did, or what happened, but it was so funny. That's another thing. No other promotion invests as much comedy. People say Chikara gets too ridiculous. I say bullshit. If you actually sit down and watch their shows, really, like, in both of these shows, except for both of the Osirian Portal matches, there was not any comedy at all. There was maybe gimmicks that were a little over the top. Maybe the Throwbacks. Maybe the Colony. But really, there's no comedy in the matches as much as... It's not as ridiculous as it used to be. And it's a lot more wrestling oriented, especially with this new serious storyline that they have. This was the comedy portion of the show though, with the dance competition, and it was in the next show too. A lot of fun, really enjoyed it. They integrated great wrestling, great storylines, and a very good comedy that's not too over the top in this promotion. That's what I love it. I gave it 3.5 stars. I thought it was so much fun to watch. I was on the edge of my seat throughout the whole match. Next we get the BDK of Castagnoli and Aries versus the Throwbacks. I love the Throwbacks. Like, I know in the ring they're good, they're not great, but I love the Throwbacks. This is like one of the first few talents I could say I love because of their gimmick, not because of their actual wrestling ability. As much as you all love Punk's gimmick, you all love him also because he's very good in the ring and he cuts amazing promos. But I actually love his character, like the gimmick that he's attached to him, to the Throwbacks. I love them so much. I hope that they get... The crowd loves them too. They're one of the most over tag teams in Chikara. And this was a nice little match here. 2 3/4 stars. Obviously, BDK is not going to lose like that early on. But still, fun little match. 2 3/4 stars. Next, we get Player Uno versus Tim Donst for the Young Lions Cup. This was the worst match of the night, in my opinion. It was very, very slow. These guys just did not have good chemistry, in my opinion. I think they wanted to develop a good match, but they never really got past first gear. I'm not just saying, oh, all they did was hold, which they kind of did. But, you know, I don't know. The match never really picked up. It kind of just stayed at a low pace, and I just didn't enjoy it too much. I only gave it 2 1/4 stars, though. It was still a decent little match, just not great. Next, we got Eddie Kingston versus Tursas. This match was very good. I'm giving it an NA. I can't give it, in my opinion, when you rate something under 2 stars, that means it's unwatchable. That means it's a bad match. This was definitely not a bad match. It was just a 4-minute match where they cut some really nice spots. I mean, that means some really good storytelling. And obviously, I'm going to ruin the ending. Claudio Castagnoli interfering to have Tursas win, which I don't particularly like. I mean, it does and it doesn't make sense. Obviously, Claudio Castagnoli screwing Eddie, but they're really developing Eddie to be the guy to take down the BDK, especially if Claudio becomes the full-fledged leader, which I think he will be. So that's why, I don't know, maybe losing him like early this on. But I'm pretty sure these guys will have a rematch down the line. It'll be really, really good. So I'm going to give this an NA because I can't quite give it 2 stars because they didn't really do enough. But I'm still going to give it, I have no problems in giving it an NA. Great, great, great storytelling match. Great development. Next we get Mike Quackenbush in the Features Now versus Brodie Lee in the Unstable. This kind of felt like a house show main event. It really kind of felt pointless and irrelevant to the BDK storyline. And in my opinion, anything to do with the BDK should main event the show. That's just what I feel. I mean, I get that Quackenbush in the Features Now, you know, they're like part of the team that wants to take down the BDK. But I still think there should have been some BDK. I think there should always be some sort of BDK association with the main event. Maybe you can have the opener be the main event. But I can't really say that either. This is kind of, I bet, probably the best of what was dealt. Actually, maybe Eddie Kingston Tursas. I actually wouldn't have minded if that match was the main event, to be honest. But, yeah. But I guess this better, you know, I think they put this because it would have been a better match. Make the fans go home happy. I give it 3.5 stars. A lot of fun. Again, your basic Chikara, 8 multi-man, awesome match. A lot of fun. Good stuff. Overall, I'm going to give the show a 7.25, 7.5. Obviously, you know, you have 3, there's no 4-star match, but you have 3 really good matches, like 3.5 or higher on this show. The storyline development is great. It's not a skippable show. It's just a lot of fun to watch. I mean, I get more satisfaction out of watching a show like this than I would your basic 8 out of 10 show in PWG and ROH where there's very little development. I'm not saying ROH doesn't have character development, oh my god, because I know they're going to strangle my neck on that. It's just, you know, they do it very well, and I love it. So I'm going to give it 7.25 out of 10. Next, we get to A World of Comforting Illusions. This show was not as good as the Mint Condition, I'll admit, but I still had a lot of fun watching this one as well. We started with the Unstable versus the Throwbacks. Oh, I love the Throwbacks. This was great. They were really over. The crowd was really hot for them. I'm glad they actually won here. I'm sorry that it's ruined it. Picked up a nice win over the Unstable. Very fun match. 2.5 stars. You know, it was just too short, I think. Could have been a little longer. Actually, got Brodie Lee versus Brunette. This match was very short, like 4 minutes, but this was great. It was just non-stop, hard-hitting action in the 4 minutes that they had. Told a pretty good story. Had a great ending. Well, not a great ending, but the ending made a lot of sense, and I really did like the match. I'm going to give it 2.25 stars. That was a lot of fun to watch. It was just really short. Next, you get Daizee, Haze, and Sara versus Incoherence. This match was also a lot of fun to watch. Anytime Daizee, Haze, or Sara are fighting men, the match is just so much fun to watch. Like, there's a great story here. Like, Hallowicked would hit Del Rey, but he would not hit Daizee Haze because Daizee Haze would like pretend like, oh, don't hit me, I'm too small. Frightmare didn't care. Frightmare hit both of them, and then at the end, Hallowicked finally had to hit Daizee Haze, and it developed into a pretty fun little match. My only problem with it is the ending. Now, I like the ending in that Sara Del Rey kept power driving Frightmare, and she got disqualified, but that was awesome. What I don't like was 5 seconds later, Frightmare gets up like it's nothing, and him and Hallowicked are waving to the fans. It's just like Sara got disqualified for nothing. Like, unless like she really hurt Frightmare. I'm not saying in real life she should have hurt Frightmare, but Frightmare should like sold the injury, maybe like walked out like holding his neck or something. I just didn't like how he just got up immediately. It just kind of hurt the match for me. But I still really enjoyed the match. 3 stars, a lot of fun to watch. Moving on, next we get Castagnoli and Aries versus the Osirian Portal versus the Bad Boys for Super Smash Brothers. This match, I will agree with those that said it went a little too long. It went like 20-something minutes, and it did not need to go that long at all. But again, more dances by Osirian Portal, some pretty funny stuff. And a dance by Player Uno, which was hilarious. Hilarious. Great storyline development, and Castagnoli and Aries won the match, which gave them 3 points. 3 points because they won the first night, and they eliminated 2 out of the 3 teams in this match. So they get 3 victories, which is 3 points. And once you get 3 points at Chikara, you can challenge for the Campeones de Parajes, which is their tag team titles, which is their only title besides the Young Lions Cup, which is a trophy. So yeah, and they fought the Colony at the next show. I don't know what happened there, but I am going to pick up the show just for that. Having the BDK versus the Colony, which is going to be big. Next, we get Eddie King. But yeah, 3.5 stars, actually. I really enjoyed the match. I had so much fun watching it as well. I mean, again, it went a little too long. Parts did drag, but I still enjoyed it for the most part. Next we get and also tease the Super Smash Brothers breakup at the end. Even though I don't think they're gonna break up, but still, why not tease it? Nah. Eddie Kingston versus Gran Akuma. This match was super stiff and it was just so much fun to watch. Very hard hitting, very enjoyable. I give it 3.25 stars. A lot of fun. Eddie Kingston is so over and the crowd really loves him. Next we get Tursas, Tim Donst, Lince, Dorado, and Pink Ant. Basically BDK versus Helios, Equinox, Jigsaw, and Quackenbush. It's the same match as the Touch of Class, except you put in Pink Ant and Tim Donst instead of Castagnoli and Aries, and you put in Helios instead of Eddie Kingston. Very fun match though. 3.5, 3.75. Match of the night in my opinion. Had a lot of fun watching it. Very good stuff. But there's not really more I can say about it. It's very similar to the match features now that they've had with other teams in the past. Colony versus New Order Slow Tempo. Really like this match. Actually, it felt a little underwhelming. It was a little boring for most parts. Boring at the end. But the ending was kind of good with Aries showing like a medal and Delirious freaking out and leaving and the Colony winning the match. Overall, though, 3 stars. Kind of. I'm giving the show 7.25. It had better storyline development, but then the show, but now it's good wrestling. I'm bigger 210. I'm out, guys. See ya.